All right, here we go. This one's going to be a 10mm test. And today we're going to be doing Hornady versus Underwood. So for a Hornady, that one is the 155 grain XTP. There's what that one looks like. Does have your standard brass case, and that one's rated at 1410 feet per second. I know this is the 40 Smith & Wesson box. I accidentally grabbed the wrong one on the way out the door, but you get the idea. And for Underwood, that one is also the 155 grain XTP. That one has your nickel plated brass, and that one's rated at 1500 feet per second. So we'll see how close we come today. So we'll be using our short barrel Glock 29. That one does have that 3.78 inch barrel. We'll be going through our gel. It is a 10% block. Do over a catch block behind that, so total 22 inches of gel. Our 4 layers of cotton t-shirt on the front, and like always, we'll set up our chronograph so we can hopefully pick up those impact velocities. So let's set up and see how these rounds do head to head. First one up will be that Hornady Custom. All right, we're still back to 15 feet. All right, let's see how we did on that one. All right, so it looks like our impact velocity on that one was 1189, so definitely a lot lower than advertised on that one, but still pretty good, especially for that short barrel. All right, so there's the entry for that one. Looks like I got a really good hit, and you can see right down in that cavity. It looks like a huge star pattern so far, so let's check it out from the top. Oh yeah, check that out. That thing came in and did all kinds of damage. It's a huge path going all the way through. Looks like it did start to slow down a little bit towards the end, but we did make it into that second block. So let's see what kind of measurement we have here from the top. Like always, we'll cut these open here at the end for a cross section so we get a little bit more accurate measurement, but we will get our one out here. So it looks like we are about 3 1/8 inches of stretch on that one. So definitely really good. So let's check it out from the side. Oh yeah, it looks like the same thing from the side. So it looks like as soon as that thing came in, started to open up really nicely and dumping all kinds of energy. That first probably 6 or 7 inches of the block, you can see a little bit of a fragmentation going on, a couple of those lead chunks, but doing really good. And then you can see it settle down a little bit there towards the end, and there is that slug in that second block. So let's see what kind of measurement we have here from the side. So at our widest spot, we are pretty much exactly the same, about 3 1/8 inches. So definitely really good to see, especially for that Hornady. It didn't reach rated velocity, but we are using a very short barrel. And there is that round. It looks like it is face forward. So at our leading edge, we're at 2 3/4 inches of penetration on that second one. So that is 13 3/4 inches of total penetration. So let's set up for that Underwood and see how that one does. All right, we're still back to 15 feet. All right, let's see how we did on that one. All right, so it looks like our impact velocity on that one was 1220. So just like the last one, definitely didn't reach advertised, but that is a really short barrel. Pretty much the shortest you can get for 10mm, so still not too bad. So there is that hit for that one. Looks like we got another really good hit, and just like that last one, you can see it right down in that cavity, and looks like a pretty nice star pattern so far. So let's check it out from the top. Oh yeah, definitely quite a bit of damage so far. See that thing open up pretty nicely. did carry that energy most of the way through, and that one also made it in that second block. What I actually had to do for this one, because there was so much damage for that first shot, is I actually had to flip them. So they're not really side by side like we normally do. There was just so much damage on that side, I didn't want those paths to collide. So this block is completely flipped over, but not too bad. So let's see what kind of measurement we have on this one at our widest spot. So it looks like pretty much exactly the same, about 3 1/8 inches. I believe it was only going about 31 feet per second faster than that Hornady. So, you know, kind of expected there, but really good to see that Hornady loaded so warm. So let's check it out here from the side. And same thing from the side. So you can see as soon as it came in, opened up, and started getting all kinds of expansion and damage going on. Looks like there is a couple petals kind of shooting off. You can see those tracks and a little bit of fragmentation. Definitely not too bad. It did start to settle down a little bit towards the end, but we did make it into that second block. So let's see what kind of measurement we have on this one from the side. So this one is a little bit less at about 2 3/4 inches. So a little bit, you know, less from the side than the top, but you know, still not too bad. So let's check out where that penetration is, and you can see that round is also facing forward. It looks like we barely made it past that Hornady. It is that one there on the top. So let's check out from our leading edge. We are exactly 3 inches. So that one made it 14 inches of penetration. I believe the other one was 13 3/4. So really not too much different. So let's check these out one more time from the top. So what I'll do is I'll flip this block over. So I'm sure this probably will be a little bit confusing, but this one on the right is that Hornady. It was flipped over the opposite way. And then this one coming towards us is the Underwood. So there is that Hornady. See, that thing came in, got a ton of expansion, all kinds of damage in that block. A couple fragments that did end up shearing off. Did settle down a little bit towards the end. We did make it into that second block, and it is that round there on the top. And here's the Underwood. This one is going opposite way. The same thing there. Came in, opened up really nicely. Ton of disruption in that gel. Did start to settle down a little bit, you know, towards the end. And same thing with that one right there on the top. We did make it into that second block. So let's pull these rounds and see what they look like. All right, check these things out. Looks like they both got some awesome expansion. So the one on the right is that Hornady, one on the left is that Underwood. So here is that Hornady. Looks like that thing got some perfect mushrooming. Open up really nicely. Pretty much picture perfect on that one. Looking really good. Open up pretty wide too. There's quite a bit of gel stuff down in there, but man, it's definitely one nice slug. When we really didn't lose too much material on that one, which is really good to see, because you know, when you push these XTPs to pretty high velocities, they do shed quite a bit. So definitely looks like it held together really nicely. And here is that Underwood, same exact round, but looking really good. Perfect mushrooming on this one. It doesn't look like this one actually peeled back as far, which is pretty surprising because it was going a little bit faster, but you know, definitely did really good. Like always, we'll rinse these out here at the end so we can get all our pictures and stuff, but definitely some really nice looking slugs. So check these out one time from the bottom. So the one on the right is that Hornady, one on the left is that Underwood. Well, you can see that Hornady on the right did open up just a little bit more. And last time from the top. So like I said, I will get our still shots, slow-mo, all that good stuff here at the end. But there we go, guys. That one was 155 grain 10 millimeter Hornady versus Underwood. Thanks for watching, guys. All right, and here's that Hornady cross section. You can see some huge splits going on. You can see right down in there a little bit of that fabric that it drug in, with some really nice splits. Perfect star pattern. I did remeasure this, and it's right at 3 1/4 inches, so definitely pretty impressive for that. It wasn't moving out the fastest, but you know, definitely did a lot of damage. So let's cut it open. All right, here's after being cut. So this bottom is the right side, this top is the left. So you can see as soon as it came in, right at that 1/4 inch mark, started to open up. Got a huge stretch going all the way through this chunk of gel. But we got quite a bit of damage going on. We got some really nice cuts. There's a little bit of that cotton t-shirt that it drug in. But definitely some really deep, clean cuts going through there. I think it was definitely you know, pretty impressive for that. So here's that top side, same thing, came in. You can see where it started to parachute open, and that nice path there, same thing. Looks like there is a little bit of lead on this side that it sheared off, and then a little bit more of that cotton t-shirt, but same thing, really big splits. Really awesome to see, and that one did, you know, perform really well. They both got some really awesome expansion and penetration, so really good to see for that Hornady. So there we go. That one was at 155 grain XTP. All right, and here's that cross section for that Underwood. So as you can see, this one seems like it did a little bit more damage. It wasn't moving out too much faster. I believe it was about 31 feet per second faster, but we definitely got a lot more spider webbing going on than those perfect star cuts. It's definitely doing quite a bit of damage. You can see a little bit of those lead fragments down in there. Same thing on this side. So I did remeasure this, and it is exactly the same right at that 3 1/4 inch mark. So like I said, it didn't really do too much more damage. It was definitely noticeable, just the way that those look, but nothing too crazy. But definitely pretty impressive. So let's cut it open. All right, so here's after being cut. So this bottom is the right side, this top is the left. So you can see pretty much the same as that last one. As soon as it came in right at that 1/4 inch mark, you'd see it started to open up, and that path going all the way through. A nice big stretch. And this one, you know, definitely did quite a bit. You can see a couple of those lead petals that kind of sheared off, a little bit of fragmentation, and then quite a bit of that cotton t-shirt that it drug in also. But definitely very impressive. Like I said, this one was moving just a little bit faster, and you can definitely tell how much more it did. It's very impressive. So same on this top side, came in, opened up. You can see that nice channel, and same thing on this side. A little bit more of that fragmentation, a little bit more of that cotton t-shirt. Those are some pretty nasty cuts down in there. Usually when I test this out of the you know, G29, we are getting those a little bit lower velocities. When I test it out of the full size, that 1911 that I have, it definitely gets right on par with advertised. So, you know, you can definitely tell how much it drops off in that shorter barrel. Still pretty impressive, but doesn't quite live up to those advertised velocities in that shorty. But there we go, guys. That one was at 155 grain XTP loaded by Underwood.